I mean, just the trade itself speaks for itself. They're not gonna trade Juan Soto for, for any guy in particular. But they were smart about it, and then they got some really good players. And shout out to AJ for signing them, but also trading them. But it's part of the business.
Happy trade deadline day, everybody. Welcome to Marty Time TV in the Section 1904 podcast. I am Marty Caswell. That is D. Smith, Darren Smith. We are brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We have just under an hour to go. Darren?
Until what? What's happening in an hour?
Oh, we're getting at report cards.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Report cards and grades.
Yeah. Trade deadline report cards. Let's grade them out here. Still from my mother's kitchen table. Although I do have an update. I am flying back to San Diego tomorrow afternoon.
Awesome. That's great news.
Kind of.
Well, I mean, it's good news.
Yes, I'm excited
moving.
to go home. Yes, I showed up at a childhood friend of mine's house last night with a sack full of laundry and did some laundry. So yeah, I'm kind of wearing out my welcome around here, but I will be back. And I want you to know, Marty, that I turned down tickets to the Yankee game tonight.
Wow.
So that I could do this trade deadline special. Okay. Now, I don't know who the Yankees are playing. I have no idea, but I know there was a bunch of tickets and a bunch of my friends were going. It was raining earlier here in the New York State metropolitan area. The tri-state area, as they call it. It is no longer raining. It is sunny, I think, as you can probably see in the reflection of my glasses.
Okay.
But I turned down. I said, nope, I have a trade deadline special.
You do. Trade deadline frenzy.
Absolutely. Trade deadline frenzy. And who knows what kind of updates we're going to get in the next hour. So, AJ Preller, if you're watching, I hope you make this worth my while.
Well, or perhaps, Darren, if they make a trade that involves the Yankees, I will dispatch you to Yankee Stadium to go ahead and do a special deadline show there, because two of the names that, were considered at one point to be the targets of the Yankees were the back end of the Padres bullpen, Adrian Morejon and Mason Miller. For the record, Mason Miller's not going anywhere. We'll see what happens with Morejon. I mean, we'll see. You can never say never, even with the guys that that AJ Preller cherishes, especially a guy he's seen as a young kid evolve into what he is. But I don't think right now those guys go anywhere. What do you think?
Can I just say real quick on Adrian Morejon? I am glad that he is not. Well, I shouldn't speak here before we know even what's happening, because we still have 57 minutes to go until the deadline. And who knows? AJ might get some trades in there very last minute, which will take a couple seconds to process, and we might not even hear about it at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock where I am on the East Coast. But Marty, here's one of the reasons why I hope Adrian Morejon does not get traded. To the New York market. Presumably it would have to be the Yankees. The Mets are just getting rid of everything. Just like, I think I just saw Clay Holmes
to the Cubs, right?
To the Cubs, pending medical. So yeah, that was a player that I know I'd mentioned a couple of times that I think the Padres had kicked the tires on, but wasn't happening. Here's why I'm mostly glad and will not want Adrian Morejon, because I was driving around earlier today. I was listening to New York Sports Talk Radio. I had to run some errands for my mother, so I was waiting to go into the post office. Just like, this long list of things that I have.
Post office.
I'm back to being a 17-year-old. Yes, it was me and about 20 old ladies in the post office.
Did you need to go mail some checks? Is that why you were there?
Yeah, she had to get her bills in the mail. Every old lady waiting in line had to get stamps too. Oh, would you like stamps? Yes, I would like stamps. Like, who in the fuck is? Anyway, so I was waiting and I was going in, and they were like, "Hey, that guy from the Padres, Adrian Morejon.
Adrian Morejon."
They have no idea how to say his name. They admitted that they have no idea how to say his name. So for that reason and that reason alone, though I like watching Adrian Morejon, I think he's a key to success. But mostly it's because these goofballs on WFAN cannot pronounce his last name that I don't want to see him traded here. So yes, I was cracking like, how do you say it? Morejon, right? Is it Morejon? I was like, oh my God, you cannot do this to this player if you care about him. You cannot do that.
Adrian Morejon. Okay, Darren, initial reaction on Robbie Ray, who shut down the Padres when he was at Petco Park this last week.
Yeah, well, that was a good impression.
That was a very good impression.
He's like the last starting pitcher to have actually done something against this Padres offense. So he left a good impression. They did let him get out of town. It's not expected he's going to take long to to join the club. I think I read maybe he could start as soon as tomorrow or Wednesday. So, that's good. Marty, I think it's fine. I think it's a good deal. I think he's a quality arm. I think he's a good starting pitcher. I don't think he's a great starting pitcher. It's about the caliber of move that I would have expected. Did I think that Tarek Skubal was going to be coming into the Padres clubhouse? No, I did not. Did I think, though, that a player like this, I had kept saying Clay Holmes because I felt like that was probably about the level of pitcher that we would expect. And this is a pitcher who you can say is maybe a little bit better, a little bit worse, or a little bit about the same, right? He hasn't dealt with the injury stuff this season. He started 21, 22 games, somewhere in that neighborhood. He's a starting pitcher. He's a guy that has accomplished things in his career. He's won a Cy Young Award. He's had a handful of postseason games. Has a lot of success there. Listen, I will throw my ass here. I didn't know.
Darren, your mic's kind of screwy for a second right there. Yeah, right, sorry. Okay, that's much better. It's okay.
I don't know who the players were, who they moved on from.
Yeah.
I had to ask John Conniff, and say, like, who are these guys? I'd never heard of either one of them. And I mean that respectfully. I don't think people come to me for Padre minor league updates, but, Miguel Mendez and Jodiel Hernandez,
Miguel Mendez, I will tell you, was a guy. He was like the hot guy in spring training. You with Miguel Mendez, but the other one
been the hot guy during the season.
No, so. But the 17-year-old shortstop they signed from Cuba was not a guy that was really on my radar. And again, not a player. The Padre that we're going to help the Padres this year,
correct.
next year, the year after that. By the time the earliest he comes up to make an impact, a huge chunk of this team is gone. So he was not a guy that was about the very small shrinking window that this Padres team does have.
Correct.
Maybe towards the end of Merrill's deal.
So yeah, from that standpoint, Robbie Ray is a name I think that people know, even if it's just last time through with the San Francisco Giants. It's the one game that the Padres lost. So, from that standpoint, I think he can help them. He's 34. Everybody's pointed out he's 34. Some of the underlying numbers, perhaps maybe not as good as some of the numbers that we look at in terms of, ERA. If you want to get into some of Manny Machado's favorite statistics, you can find something that you might not like about Robbie Ray. But all in all, given what you had to work with and given what it is that you were trying to accomplish here, at least up until this point with 52 minutes to go before the trade deadline, I think that's a good piece. He's a guy that has, what did I see earlier? 7 quality starts this year, and every Padres starter not named Michael King has combined 8.
I think he has more. I think he has more quality starts than the Padres.
But everybody else has 7, something like that.
Just Darren, the different conversations that we've had about the Padres need when we were wondering buyers or sellers, right? Whether it's going to be AJ Caswell here, Darren, on Marty Time TV in the Section 1904 podcast, or whether with our different a guest on Friar Territory like Kyle Glazer, the thought was if you have to go out and get pitching, and you were not going to be in the market for number one. You're not getting the Skubal. What you need is a bunch of 3s and 4s. You need guys that can give them quality innings, and that's what he represents. Right there takes a load off your bullpen. Now, real quick, Darren, and we should, by the way, take hydration breaks, right? We're big on hydration breaks, water breaks, but we should also, I think it's important. Twitter. We should go on Threads and make sure that we're not, or Blue Sky, and make sure we're not missing any of these updates. Because I don't think they're done. I mean, lefty bat, let's go.
Lefty bat. I've seen 2 names, one from the Twins, one from the Cardinals.
Now, how about nobody from the Rockies? Not Moniak, not the LCC kid from the Rockies.
Again, another guy that came in here, just like
I know.
That's why I'm saying you had the Rockies and the Giants coming through town. Just pick apart their carcasses. They got one of the guys, so I thought maybe they could get another one. But since they're doing you the favor of coming through town, be like, well, who impresses me from these 2 dead teams? And then just pull those guys over to the other side of the field. So, yeah, I know he's a rental. I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, so what?
It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, he's a rental. I think we all know that, which is fine for me because he's 34 and he's soon to be 35 and he's on a little bit of a heater right now. Is there going to be regression? Maybe, but is it still better than a lot of the other opportunity out there? I think it is. So, are the Padres not better today than they were 24 hours ago?
1,000%. 1,000%. What was our slogan, Darren? It was like Michael King. We were looking for the spawn insane and pray for rain when it came to Michael King, and there was still lots of question marks on
Bueller and King and any damn thing.
Yeah, I mean Bueller. Hey, here's the thing. if you have Walker Buehler, you can get 4 good innings. The Padres, listen, this past road trip, Darren, or this past homestand, and I'm not sure if you knew this, it was a crucial homestand. It was perhaps the most important, critical homestand, the most important homestand of the entire year. The Padres went, I'm sorry, it's motorcycles. The Hells Angels are on tour. They went 5-1. They had 10.1 starting innings from their starters in Michael King and Walker Buehler. The rest of it, they had 4 bullpen starts. You can get away with that versus the Rockies, versus the Giants, 2 teams you're selling. You're not getting away with that, Darren, with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
No.
Playing the Dodgers maybe in the playoffs, maybe in a short 3-game series. I mean, all hands are on deck. They had to get a starter. So
they had to get a starter just to get through the series.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Just to get through this week.
Did. Just to get through this 4-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks, they needed a starter. And so they did that. And, again, I'm not going to tell everybody to go run out there and put the Robbie Ray jersey in the cart. It's not that kind of acquisition. The acquisition who's going to be here for probably 10, 12 starts, maybe. Yes. And if you go to the playoffs, he's probably, depending on what happens with Pivetta and Musgrove, and we'll learn more about that tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, tomorrow. They are pitching at 11 o'clock at Lake Elsinore.
11. They're both. What are they doing?
They're both going to
What's the plan here?
They're going to piggyback tomorrow.
They're going to piggyback.
So,
okay.
Yes,
so, and you know anybody else that will be there?
Marty Caswell?
Yeah. Maybe I should fly into Ontario and just drive down the 15 freeway.
I think you should.
I'd really rather. No, I think I'd like to get back to my house. It's been.
No, I know.
How long have I been here? 8 days. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but Darren, since you left on the fence on the Padres are now buyers.
Yeah. Well, listen, and for me, it's not about the standings. It's about the record. If the Padres were 54 and 58, I think we'd be having a much different conversation, whether they were 1 game back, 2 games back, or what have you. Right. I think that was sort of where the Tigers were. The Tigers were within distance within arm's reach of the playoff spot, I think. Right. I don't have the American League standings popped up right in front of me. But they were within arm's distance of the playoffs, but they were like 5 games under 500. That's not a good team. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a good team. And I think the Tigers at least knew it. And we're like, okay, now I don't know why they accepted that package, but we can talk about that, I'm sure, over the span of the next 45 minutes as well. Like, why did they accept that on a random Saturday night when they could have at least been hanging around until today? I don't know. But if the Padres, Marty, were 54 and 58 and a couple of games out, I don't know that I'm sitting here like, yes, absolutely. Trade away these guys who I've never heard of. So you can bring in Robbie Ray. I'd be like, I don't know. Maybe it's not for them. But they did what they had to do. And even if you want to say it was against the bottom feeders of the National League and the Colorado Rockies and the San Francisco Giants. So
No. That's the same Padres who I'm not sure who went on a crucial road trip and lost a series to the Kansas City Royals. So I don't care about who they just have to get there. And all of this is happening at the right time. The trade's happening. The Padres are playing well, 9-1 their last 10 games. And again, Pivetta and Musgrove are back tomorrow. No, they're making their first rehab start. And I don't want to say the reporting has changed, but the tone has changed around those 2 players, that there seems to be a lot more optimism that at least one of them will be back in time to make meaningful contributions to the rotation. It's different, Darren. The entire outlook on this team is different. If you can get 3 major league caliber pitchers in that rotation and not have to have TBD every single night and hope that Kyle Hart can carry you through until you get to Griffin Canning and Randy Vasquez and whoever else. It's a huge deal. And by the way, an even bigger deal, if you're holding on to both Morahone and Mason Miller. Massive. Okay. Yeah, are you frozen, Darren?
Right. Again.
Okay.
No, I shouldn't be. I don't know.
Sorry.
I cannot really speak to the quality. I was just looking something up on a different page here, but I cannot speak to the quality of my mother's Wi-Fi. One of the many things that I have to figure out while I'm stationed here. So yes, we've had quite the punch list of activity, Marty.
Okay.
So that we can prepare this house for her eventual return at some point somewhere down the road. But hopefully it's okay. And if it's not, I apologize. Trust me, it's better than me going and walking around on the street with a cell phone. What do you think? I mean, they're better. They're better than they were. I think that's what you expect out of the trade deadline. This isn't going to be the type of trade deadline where you're seeing Juan Soto, Josh Hader, where you're seeing a Mason Miller. We've seen some of these before. So we know, I don't think, maybe I should wait until 3. But, it felt like it was going to be a different approach to the trade deadline. And this is, I think about as good as one would have expected But again, it's not over. So what do you think?
I think it was necessary. This is good. Now, I thought that maybe the
Padres they're picking up $4 million. I mean,
yeah.
I think they got the Giants to eat about half of that, including a $1 million signing bonus. So he was due 8, I think, plus 1. So it's 9. And the Giants are going to pick up 5 of the 9. Like, again, like what more realistically did you think that they were going to do for a 58-54 team with some question marks about players and their health and who's going to come back or who's not? So every year we go through this and yet no hardware. Yes, I understand it. But I dealt with that for 50 years of my life. But there's a basketball team that I root for.
But there's a big difference though.
One year.
But there's a big difference though. Sorry, I'm interrupting you guys, and I'm sorry. Someone's complaining about the number of ads, and I'm trying to go ahead and change the settings. But here's a difference, JD S3rd, is that if you're a Padres fan right now, you're talking about acquiring, you're not selling. You're doing this because they have a chance at the postseason. That's what you and I talked about on our last show, Darren, here on Marty Time TV in the Section 1904 podcast, that you don't take the playoffs for granted. You go for it, and they're doing that right now. You have a chance. Padres fans, it's different. You're not worried about next year or the year after and then just watching what the prospects are doing. This is about this window with this team.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Ken Rosenthal saying the Brewers are going to get Antonio Sanzatella from the Rockies. That's a relief pitcher. Giants are trading an outfielder to the Yankees. Ramos to the Yankees for Jeff. That's what Jeff Passan's saying.
Okay.
So the Giants aren't done. I mean, is that what people want? I mean, and it's so interesting, Marty, to watch some of this unfold because there's so many different storylines, right? Like we can sit here and we could just talk about the Padres and talk about the Padres bringing players in, talk about the Padres moving on from players. We can also make some observations about some of these other teams at the deadline. How about what the Baltimore Orioles are doing? Like all those years that the Baltimore Orioles just held on the prospect after prospect after prospect. And today they're like, that's it. Keg of dynamite under our roster, blow it up, send this guy to the Red Sox and that guy to this organization, send this guy away over to that team, and we're just going to start from scratch. That's what the Baltimore Orioles did today. And very, very famously, they are one of those teams that said, our prospects are the future, and we're just going to sit around and hang our hopes on building from the core of all of these years that we have struggled and their catcher and like it got them nothing. It got them absolutely nothing. So I know I've said this a million times, Marty. Listen, if you're asking me all things being equal, how would I like to see a team built? I would like to see a team built from a farm system. That is just the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
But I'm not the GM of this team, and I realize it's a different sport. But one of the great things that I love about like FC Barcelona at this time is that most of those players came through Barcelona's academy. And I've said that a million times about the Padres, but the Padres have chosen a different path. And as long as they have the current administration and the current baseball operations department, I think they have an obligation to think about the investment that they've made in some of their players and their roster, and not just paper over the cracks year after year with a bunch of guys that you pull from like the scrap heap, and I think that they, as long as they are stuck with some of these deals, and it doesn't sound to me like they're going to be able to move one of their big contracts, let's say for a Rafael Devers.
That's an interesting one.
I mean, maybe like one of those garbage in, garbage out kind of deals is how they refer to them in the industry.
Yeah.
But again, like I would prefer that, truth being told. But somebody to me on social media today brought up the San Francisco Giants. I'm like, yeah, of course. The Giants, that won 3 World Series championships from 2010 through 2016, right? A lot of homegrown guys. But, they also needed to go out there and get an Edgar Renteria every once in a while. They needed to go out there and find somebody that could help them. The Houston Astros were a team that built largely from within, but they had to go out and get a Justin Verlander. So as our friend John Conniff, who may or may not be watching, from Mad Fryer says all the time, your minor league, your farm system is there to help the big league product. And if that means that the players can come up and they can pitch or hit or run and field or do whatever, great. But if they also can be moved for other pieces that can help your big league product, then that's another way that you can use your farm system as well. So, and that seems to be the way that the farm system right now is helping the Padres most, by providing a little bit of value so that you can go out there and you can get a starting pitcher like Robbie Ray, Bob Ray. according to baseballreference.com. His nickname is Bob.
Bob
Ray.
Very original.
Very.
All I know, Darren, for those of you, and thanks to all of you who are watching right now on Marty Time TV in the Section 1904 podcast. And by the way, we will have the audio version for you guys only if you want to go back and listen to the show. Guys, feel free to jump in the comments. Not you Dodger fans. I don't need to hear from you. I don't know why you're always telling me what the Dodgers do. That's not what this channel is for. But I would like your thoughts on what they've done so far with Robbie Ray. That you had to get pitching. I don't know how much more they could have gone. They're going to blow out Kyle Hart's arm, Yuki Matsui's arm with these bullpen starts.
Yeah.
Let's see, Marty. Just
by the way, I mean, if you're not going to go out and get a starting pitcher, then you probably should sell Adrian Morejon, because what is the point? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to do something to improve the quality of the roster, then you might as well just get rid of everything else, which to me feels like some of you would prefer. We talked about this on Friar Territory. Heath Bell, who's a 3-time Padre All-Star, never pitched in the playoffs. Our friend Marty and former colleague Randy Jones was a 2-time All-Star, started the All-Star game, won the 1976 Cy Young Award, never pitched in the playoffs. Said, I would have given anything. Now, would he have given back his Cy Young Award? I don't know. I mean, we'll never know, but he told us this, that he would have given that all back for an opportunity to pitch in the playoffs, because that's what it's all about. And I think the Padres have increased their chances of going to the playoffs. What does Baseball Reference have it at, like 20%, somewhere in that range, maybe a little bit more. So, I like them increasing their chances of going to the playoffs. I don't think we should take the playoffs for granted. And the Padres, I think, have increased their odds of getting there. So, yeah. What other deal stood out to you today? I saw Luis Arraez pop up on the screen there. Luis Arraez goes to the Philadelphia Phillies. That probably happened before you even woke up on the West Coast. I heard that one this morning.
And that's some good energy. I appreciated it. Was it Bryce Harper last week that was not calling out his teammates, but saying, yeah, we need some help in this clubhouse, right? Yep. And he got absolutely killed for that. But that's an older veteran group, right? And they seem gassed. And I think Arraez brings like that fresh and infectious energy that's going to help them. By the way, kind of a contrast from how the Padres sound when they talk about their guys. They're always like preaching, oh, we believe in these guys. But I can't even imagine the relief right now in that clubhouse. We would talk to Manny Machado's, right? Or Jackson Merrill, Jake Cronenworth. They all sounded kind of exhausted about, what's Preller going to do? Who knows? But I would imagine when you have something like this, especially going into that huge series, it's quite a kick in the butt. Darren, do you want to keep talking right now? Can you go ahead and do what you do? You're great at this while I close my windows, because there's like a Hell's Angel parade on PB Drive.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. I mean,
I can,
the one skill I have in life is that I can ramble on here with the best of them.
Yes, you can.
I could also read some of these comments. I don't think I have the ability, Marty, to pop them up onto the screen, but
you should.
I'm also kind of curious to know what role new ownership is playing, or who is actually given the green light, especially for a deal where you're adding in at least $4 million, it sounds like, with Robbie Ray. Like, I'm looking forward to hearing some of the backstory and some of the reporting on all of that to find out, is there a direct line to Jose E. Feliciano and Kwanzaa Jones? That's something I think will be interesting to pay attention to. So from that standpoint, and also what other deals were out there. I know there was one deal that the Padres turned down, a deal for a starting pitcher from the New York Yankees. I think that came from Bob Nightingale, and that was quickly refuted by people locally. I think from Dennis Lynn and from some others. I thought I read that this morning in the Padre Daily. From your favorite Kevin Acee. Yeah. Yes. So that was for Morejon. So yeah, I think that probably makes a little bit of sense. So, you also have to let some of the dust settle here. How's the moneymaker, dude? You look fully healed. Yeah, you can still see a little bit. I probably ate something that I wasn't supposed to eat. I'm supposed to be on a soft diet for 6 weeks, and let's see, what day is today? Monday? We just made it past a month. So I was like, I could eat this pizza. I mean, I'm in New York. How could I not have a slice of pizza? So I went to my favorite pizza place and had a couple of slices. I don't know. Maybe that wasn't the best decision. I know it's Morahona making fun of the New York sports radio guys. If you guys are going to get here late, don't give us a lecture on how to pronounce names. Thank you.
Okay. From Crispy the Goal. What the Giants did with Ray, that's what we should be doing with King. I'm sorry that our team sucked and underperformed and got hurt, but that's just the reality. The Giants are buried. The Giants are done. If they weren't already paying Bob Melvin, they would fire Tony Vitello. They got to go ahead and pay him and probably keep him too. They are done. They're dead. That team is a complete disaster. Harrison Bader, not suspended, but giving back his money for getting in a drunken scooter accident.
Maybe
the Giants are going absolutely
Who would do that, by the way? Who would?
No, I don't know. I don't know anyone that would.
Drunken scooter accident.
Who would just break
Totally
their collarbone,
irresponsible
Darren?
behavior, I know.
Who would do that? I don't know who would do that, but like that organization's like absolute. Could you please be quiet? I'm sorry.
I mean, San Francisco is 47-65, and somebody's going to compare that to the Padres.
Can't. No,
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't see the point there. Now, maybe you think that neither one of them is going to win a World Series, and okay, but again, like we've just completely dismissed that there is value in going to the playoffs, even in an expanded playoff field. Like we've just completely been dismissive of that. Again, for Miguel Mendez, who maybe is a starting pitcher or maybe is a relief pitcher, nobody really knows. And he's been dealing with some injury, and a 17-year-old Cuban who wasn't even in Lake Elsinore. Yeah. Again, whoever that was earlier that's saying that the Padres should be doing what the Giants are doing. Have you ever lived through a fire sale? I mean, like, because Marty has.
Do you know how long it takes? Do you know how long it takes to recover from a fire sale? Do you have any idea how long to go? Right. There are fans that you will not get back to go ahead and rebuild that trust. The idea that you're going to go ahead and sell and get rid of guys when you are literally based on the outcome of tonight's game, you have a wild card spot right now. They're one game back, and they could actually control their own destiny based on how they play in the series. By the way, if they lose tonight, all bets are off. I take back everything that I said in today's show. It's just time that they should have sold. We said this before. This series with the Diamondbacks was either going to be the series of affirmation or the series of regret. No pressure, Michael King.
By the way, the Padres still have 3 more games with San Francisco and 4 more games with the Colorado Rockies and 3 games with the New York Mets. I mean, these are all teams. These are like the 3 big deadline. The Rockies, the Mets, San Francisco. It's amazing how little, again, not that everybody needs running commentary about what's happening on New York radio, New York sports talk radio. The Mets are totally irrelevant. I mean, utterly irrelevant. I mean, which I think leads us to a conversation about money and sports and the Dodgers, because there's a big difference between the Dodgers and the Mets. The Dodgers have a lot of money and they're kind of smart. Mets have a lot of money and they're stupid. I mean, they're just such a stupid team, and they find themselves in this situation year after year after year, which is why they always have to push the reset button. So, I mean, if is that what people want? I'm not quite sure why people are clamoring for that. So, again, we have 32 minutes here. Feels like it's kind of quiet. Is it quiet? Is something happening? What's happening?
I'm sorry. This is my favorite message in today's chat. Bader, Tatis, and Darren all down by way of a bike.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
What are you going to do? You got to live life. Thankfully, my team wasn't depending on me.
All right, JDS third. Okay, Marty and Darren, when is the win now strategy no longer viable? We go through it every year with AJ. If we miss the playoffs or get bounced in WC round, should AJ keep his job? Will new owners approve? I have no idea. I don't know if just getting in this year is going to be enough. Again, when there's a new ownership in group, everything could be up in play. You might want all your own people, so who knows? But right now, the win now strategy is no longer, probably the next year or so, because Manny Machado, again, 34 years old. We already know what Xander Bogaerts is. He'll be 34 in October. Who knows what the future is for Joe Musgrove? I mean, he's trying to come back. We'll have more information tomorrow. Who knows if Pivetta opts out or the Padres move on for him. Yu Darvish, I don't know that he pitches again for the Padres. I mean, this is kind of the window right now. So go for it. Just go for it. Or you could be the Orioles and you can keep collecting prospects, and when they don't pan out, you can retool and keep going again. But right now, given what this fan base has gone through, you can't take it for granted. They do have a chance. They do have star players. They are playing a lot better baseball. And it's encouraging, again, because it's not because based on what Jace Bowen's doing or Samad Taylor or Gavin Sheets. This is about Manny Machado playing better, Jackson Merrill playing a lot better. And that was a cause for concern a couple months ago. But I think right now there are a couple of things going their way.
I mean, listen, I also think, Marty, that, how we define success might be I think everybody will have a different definition of success.
Yeah.
Is going to the playoffs a successful season? Do you have to win a series? Do you have to go to the World Series? So I think everybody has different definitions. I think for me, if this team goes to the playoffs and if this team maybe can they, the way they're built, can they win a short series? I think we talked about this. They, in some ways, might be better to win a short series than they might be built to win over longer stretches of time. But, you know, if you get a pitcher back, let's say you get a Musgrove or a Pivetta back, big if, we don't know. But, you know, then you have a King and you have, you know, it's not what other teams have for sure. I mean, it's not what the Brewers have. It's not what the Dodgers have. But I guess it depends on what your definition of success is. I've never been a person, unless it's the Dodgers have to, you know, and even then I think it's a little bit overstated, but it is what it is. I'm not a person who thinks that unless you win the World Series, you've had a bad season. So, you know, I think you can have a successful season, go into the playoffs, and, you know, you make a run at a series. I mean, who in this wild card standings, who here are you petrified of? Who are you scared of?
No one. And again, you can look at you can look at the records, and we can talk about the Atlanta Braves. The Padres, for whatever reason, have had the Braves numbers. I know they didn't last time they were in Atlanta. Maybe you can point it to the Brewers and the Dodgers. Like, who are the elite teams? Like, this is just this is a strange year for baseball.
I mean, can you make a run though? I mean, can you win a series?
You have one, and you can.
You know.
With pitching, if you have pitching. By the way, Robbie Ray,
and you give it you just give it a chance. You know, like you're giving your team a chance because you don't know what's going to happen, right? You don't know that somebody isn't going to get hurt. You don't know that somebody isn't going to have a bad week. The most successful Dodgers regular season team of all time lost in 4 games, and went back to back. I understand they've won the previous 2 World Series championships. Give them credit, but nobody wins forever. You know, nobody wins forever, and some silly things happen. So,
okay,
I just think you have to take a shot at it. And if you want to analyze it after it's done and dusted, then that's fine too. I think a lot of people thought maybe last year was a waste because they came up short. They went all in and they lost to the Cubs, Marty. Yeah. They didn't even have a home playoff game. And I know some people in the organization felt like that was, you know, on some levels, that was a failure, you know, to not even get one of those home gates from a financial standpoint, the business side. So, you know, listen, it was a shitty ending, no doubt. But I don't think you just stop giving yourself chances. That's just like loser talk.
I don't understand the idea of not
to the Brewers. Like, I just don't understand what the Brewers are doing. I don't. I mean, like to not be in the Tarek Skubal stuff to me is just.
Miz, could you imagine a rotation, Miz and Skubal? Is there a better 1-2 punch?
Have a better chance than
is there a better 1-1 punch in baseball than those two?
I mean, when are you going to have a better chance than right now? I mean, that's what my whole social media points, because I did some numbers.
Yeah.
You know, so important to me to do numbers on social media, but that's who I was talking about. I was talking about the Brewers who didn't want to part ways because, oh man, their prospects mean more to them than they do to the Dodgers. Like all this other sort of like, wait, what? Like you're in your window. You are in your window. And if you add that player, even as a rental for a couple of months, you have a chance to do something that you've never done in your franchise's history. Again, Marty, I will go back to the basketball team that plays close to here. They traded 5 first round, and this is a different sport. I hate crossing over, but they traded 5 first-round draft picks for Mikal Bridges. Everybody's like, what are the Knicks doing? They're crazy. They're trading 5 first-round draft picks for Mikal Bridges. Is he really that good? I mean, he plays for the Nets. How good can he be? And, you know, I mean, they don't win without him. So I don't know. You just keep giving yourself opportunities. I think you have to keep giving yourself opportunities to win. And then I think you will, you know, at some point, baseball gods shine upon you, and maybe one day you'll have a parade. Well, let's see. We lost a ton of trade value this year to effectively pay for a 6 seed. Feels like a loser mentality. Okay. Well, then, you know, go root for a team that doesn't go to the playoffs. I mean, again, I think a lot of people would rather be 54 and 58 than 58 and 54, you know, and like a month ago, I was probably in this camp too. Like, I just don't see it. You know, I don't think I see it. I'm not sure that it's worth investing in. And maybe this is an opportunity to reset. But I think the way that they played on the field, you would just raising the white flag on this, to me, would be a much bigger sin than investing in it.
I am okay. Number one, the trade deadline needs to be moved 1 week to when kids are in school. That's all I'm going to say right now. There's a ton of distraction behind me, and you are so grounded. But number two, for those of you who are watching, and we appreciate you all watching and listening, and you are a season ticket holder, I am just curious as to how many of you are patient enough to renew through a rebuild. How many of you are willing to go ahead and pay top dollar? And my understanding is they're raising season tickets for next season, which is curious given the timing that we expect there's going to be a lockout. But how many of you are patient enough to sit and go to games and spend that kind of money coming off a season when you miss the playoffs and then deal with a lockout and you have no idea how this ownership group is going to invest? I would love to know how many of you are that patient to go ahead and spend your money, because you can say it here on the Twitter or on Blue Sky. You can talk a big game on Threads, but when it comes to reality, I have been to plenty of games at Petco Park, which is a beautiful place, where there's 20,000 people on a Wednesday night, because it doesn't matter. It's different now. They have created an environment of expectations. And if you do not, you still have a chance. Why would you not go for it? That's all.
And again, I do wonder, I think, Marty, and I mean this not to come across as criticism, but I'm not saying that everybody who's commenting here today is a new fan.
Right.
But I also do think that there are a lot of new fans who haven't been through some of those miserable seasons where nobody went to these games and you had no chance and everybody was looking for something else to talk about.
Christian Bethencourt, two-way player. Let's go.
I don't think that this team, they're not trading Ethan Salas here.
They're not? Hasn't happened yet?
Well, maybe they will. I'm not sure. Check. But I think, they're
23 minutes, Darren. Let's go.
Again, they're trading some guys who maybe people knew, maybe people did not. I'm not so sure how common. And don't, fall in love with, well, this was the number 2 or the number 9 or the number. All those things are subjective. But I think they're at least up into this point with 23 minutes. To Marty's point, they are acting in accordance with what a 58 and 54 team should be thinking. So yeah, and if that means getting the number 6 wild card spot, then that's what you do to get in, and you take your chances in the short series with a great bullpen. So again, there's just I just think sometimes it's so easy. The other thing I think that's so weird, Marty, and again, not necessarily a criticism as much as it's just an observation, is, it's okay for fans to think like fans and not think like general managers, right? Like general managers always have to think about, well, what about how much opportunity I get? And this guy's on an expiring contract and this guy's just a rental. And sometimes as a fan, you could go, I'm kind of along for the ride here. And, maybe I just want to go and have some fun and see my team believe that it's capable of doing something that maybe will be memorable. Again, I think you can have a successful season, even if you don't win a World Series championship, but maybe that's crazy talk for some people. I've always believed that, because the team could provide a memory and you could go to games and enjoy yourself. And, it could be a lot better than the alternative, which is, okay, they've traded Adrian Morejon for, a couple of AA prospects. And, I can't wait to read about those guys at Mad Friars, rather than just being able to go to Petco Park and feel like your team will have an opportunity to go into the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. We've just completely have so many people have just gotten completely dismissive of the playoffs. Like, I don't know. It just, a lot of teams would like to go. Not everybody can. So
let's see.
And it's not going to be easy.
I would agree. All right. Who else? Anything else happened? We have 20 minutes left. Has Preller pulled off a deal, Darren, that you can recall, like right before the deadline?
Wasn't last year? Wasn't there some stuff that came in after the deadline last year?
I can't remember, but he does have a Zoom. He has a Zoom coming up at 4:00 Pacific time. What's the hot burning question that you want to pose to AJ Preller, Darren, if Robbie Ray ends up being the deal?
The only deal? I mean, that can't be it, can it?
No, there's got to be an outfielder.
I mean, if that's it, then this is a total waste of time, and AJ should be fired on the spot. I'm joking. I'm being hyperbolic. Yeah, I would. You know, I don't know. Were they ever in on Tarek Skubal? Do they think the Dodgers are bad for baseball?
What did you think of that deal? I didn't understand
really
how.
Surprised.
Huh?
I was really surprised.
I thought somebody else. I thought made the Brewers, the Rays, anybody else but the Dodgers.
I thought it made the Brewers look really stupid.
Yeah.
Myself. I would just. I cannot imagine being a Brewers fan trying to justify my team's approach to the deadline. Now the Brewers, I think, are going out. Who did they go out and get? They got somebody. They got a starting pitcher, I think. I thought I wrote it down, but I guess not. So I would be disappointed that my team thought that the asking price was too high. Well, I'm in this contention where the only opportunity I think I'm going to have to actually beat the Dodgers. Let's see, who do they get? Sears? I don't know. I'd be really disappointed. I mean, if I'm a Brewers fan, I can't imagine having to try to justify that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, okay, I get it. You don't have to trade away every last prospect. You're not fundamentally. You're not trading people off your major league roster.
Mm-hmm.
You're trading away some pieces, some surplus, because you have this number one system. You're not changing your philosophy. You're just saying we have this opportunity to go, but he's going to go to the Dodgers. Don't you know that? Yeah. Okay. Well, so what does that mean? So he's not going to try? He's not going to care for the Brewers? Is that what we're saying about Tarek Skubal? If that's the case, then wow, that's a much more massive story. Like, is the fix in that he only wanted to go to the Dodgers? But Tarek Skubal was essentially going to be a nuisance if he didn't end up going to the Dodgers. Like,
well, he's saying no. He is saying no, but who knows? By the way, what do you think of this comment from Scott Lewis loves palm trees? Hi guys, I can't minimize the Padres have probably built their business model around this level of attendance, which requires playoff contention. Sure. Then maybe they can't take their foot off the gas.
Right. Dustin May, by the way, went to the Brewers. That's right. I mean, you'd rather have Dustin May than I don't know. I would feel like, God, man, when is my team going to actually pull the trigger on one of those trades? Again, like, did the Astros fundamentally change their approach to how they did baseball when they went out there and got Justin Verlander? They did not. Yeah, it's Dusty May. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Appreciate that. Tatis Jr. Goat 23. Yeah, I've seen now, listen. I've seen the Astros had a deal for him and they nixed that for some reason. That the owner himself nixed that deal. I don't know what that's all about.
He said no one's coming from the roster.
Okay, so the owner of the Astros overruled his general manager. Yeah, I would say that there's like one of these lefty bats feels like they're going to make their way into the Padres clubhouse. I would think. I don't know, either the Cardinals guy or the Twins guy. And it seems like either one of those players would be a welcome addition because you probably need a little bit more there. This team has been on a good run offensively. Credit to where the credit is due. Certain players have completely turned their seasons around. Credit to them. Credit to the coaches, I suppose. But still, I think bringing in another bat here. Great moment the other night for Jace Bowen.
Yes.
But probably not something I want to rely on for the final 2 months of the regular season.
Great moment for him, but it is hard for me to take seriously. They need to upgrade the bat. They have to. Yes. Gosh, Ramon Laureano would have made such a big difference on this team. Such a huge difference having him a healthy player. Really
again, and I think also, like, seriously, I know it's tough to sometimes put things into context because it's not really what platforms like this or even shows like ours, Marty, are built to do. But, if you would have said that this team, for everybody that's like, whatever, this team is 58 and 54. If you would have said that this team would be 58 and 54 at the trade deadline, a game out, which again, to me is less important, but they're a game out, and 2 back, I think, at the second wild card. And they would have had no innings from Musgrove. They would have had no innings from Darvish, who's like, not even on the roster.
Right.
Like, I don't even know where he is.
He's in Japan, or maybe or allegedly courting Kodai Senga from the Mets.
They would have had 4 or 5 starts from Pivetta. Ramon Laureano goes down. Manny Machado has the worst 4 months of his Major League Baseball career. Jackson Merrill was, total crap for 3 months. This team was dead last in every offensive category.
Yeah.
I mean, there is a little bit of context here that I think we can bring into this conversation as to why maybe you would bring in, or at least think that this is something that is not to be just completely dismissed and tossed off to the side of the road. But maybe not. Maybe others don't see it that way. That's, I think all in like 58 and 54, given all of those things that have gone wrong here, and the catching situation's kind of been a mess. Jake Cronenworth doesn't remember a couple of months of the season. Like there's a lot of things happen to a lot of different teams, and they don't all hover around 500. But when you think about all the things that have happened with a rookie manager, right? Like a controversial decision or a debatable decision. I don't know how controversial Craig Stammen is capable of being, with an ownership situation, Marty, that is still not cleared up.
Yep.
And if you had all of those things and said that this team would somehow be 58 and 54, do you think maybe they can invest not on the level that we saw last year, not on the level where they went out and got Soto and Hader? Do you think it's worth investing in? I would be surprised if many people said no to that, but I'm sure somebody out there would, which is fine. I think we can disagree. We could just have like disagreement about how to approach this. Again, if people think that this is a team that should sell, and your mind is thinking like a general manager because you're thinking about, what am I going to do next year? What am I going to do the year after that? Like
when you are no, Darren, when you are one game out of a wild card spot, the only way you justify that is if you know that Mason Miller is out for the next 2 months, Tatis is out, and Merrill was out. Other than that, the idea of selling when you have star players is the ultimate loser mentality. It just is. Okay, they're two elite teams.
Padres trying to land.
Has Newbar,
this is John Heyman. Newbar, Burleson, or how do you say it? Is it Larnach? The Twins guy?
Yeah. Lars Newbar traded to who? So
Padres trying to land one of these guys 2 minutes ago from Heyman.
All right. Wait a second.
Oh, I see Jenna Tolles in the chat.
What? I don't see that. Where do you see that at?
Somebody's saying that the Mike Trout. Somebody's trying to get us to say that the Padres.
Dude, he would have to waive his no trade. Okay, we have 10 minutes. I don't know. I mean, you know what? Their new guy, Mozeliak, is doing a fire sale that they should have done years ago in Anaheim. Newbar just gave, this is from Erica, just gave hugs to teammates. Do you remember? Never mind.
Lars Newtbar just got pulled from batting practice.
Okay.
With the St. Louis Cardinals.
All right.
He's getting hugs from John Jay and from his coach, Oliver Marmol.
John Jay. Yeah.
Yeah.
About him.
The Federalist.
Yeah.
So he's being traded somewhere.
Okay. Well,
nobody knows where. Might it be here? You say wild card spot as if it's an achievement. Yeah. I mean, going to the playoffs actually is an achievement.
It is. It's a good thing. All right.
What is wrong with people? I mean, how warped are people's minds that they think going to the playoffs is somehow a failure in a division with the Dodgers, who win the division every fucking year? But going to the playoffs as a wild card team is somehow a failure of a season. I just do not understand how people think. By the way, if anybody wants to get out of this division during realignment, I'm all for it. Because I've covered division winners, and so has Marty, and I would like to cover one again in my life.
Yes. Real quick, 10 minutes left. Reminder, if you guys want to get the audio format of the show and some of the great content Darren does put out there in written form, audio form, go ahead and scan that QR code. That is for the Section 1904 podcast. It's right there. All right.
So all we have is Robbie Ray here.
That's it.
We're 11 minutes from the deadline, but we have players hugging in other cities.
All right, let's see.
By the way, I mean, I'm not just gonna read every one of these.
Dude, I can't keep up.
Yeah, I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm not gonna read all of them. What's going on in San Diego?
Since he went to Arizona. Oh, really?
Newbar?
Okay. Well. Diamondbacks. Boom. All right.
Yep. Ken Rosendahl, your boy, confirms it. Diamondbacks acquiring Lars Newtbar. What a name. Phenomenal. Let's see. I also was reading some of these write-ups, and I think we'll probably extend an invitation to Conniff or to
Yes.
David J.
I think I'm not sure who was writing in the Mad Fire Scam, but I think they're kind of offended by our prospects are just prospects, but they are.
I'm not anti-prospect for the record.
No. You got it.
I'm anti-prospect if you're the Brewers. You're like, whoa.
If you're the Dodgers, that's what got you Scooble, because you have a ton of prospects.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Like,
and by the way,
understand the approach from the Brewers at this trade deadline. Never. And if I were a fan of that team, I would never forgive them for letting him go there. Again, nobody's asking you to completely change your personality. Let's see, from J.I. Gomez. I remember, what was that one? I was just reading that one. I remember growing up, never making the playoffs, being excited for guys like Kristen Orphea. I'll take making the playoffs any day as a 6th seed. Again, especially, listen, if you went all in this year, you're like, okay, listen, this is our push year. You haven't had that Michael King is a star. I mean, Michael King's the only starting pitcher that you've had. And like somehow they're 58 and 54.
It's actually amazing.
I honestly have started thinking about this. Like, for all the bitching that I've done and other people have done, I'm actually like, I don't know, maybe 58 and 54 should be appreciated more than it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Robbie Ray 9-9 with an ERA of 3.8 versus the Dodgers. So that's where it matters the most. Right?
All right.
Lefty arm.
Let's see. Somebody was asking about the Padres' strength of schedule remaining. It is now considered the 10th hardest because these things change all the time. Padres have 3 with the Brewers, 3 with the Dodgers, 3 with Tampa. The Yankees, I believe, are going to Petco Park. 7 with the Diamondbacks, starting in a little bit. 3 with the Houston Astros.
The season ends. I think the regular season finale at Petco Park is with the Diamondbacks. So they have massive head-to-head games.
Yeah, I mean, and huge advantage. You get to play the Rockies 4 times, the Mets 3 times, the Giants 3 times, Cincinnati 3 times, the Nationals 3 times, and the Twins 3 times. So it is not the easiest schedule amongst the contenders for the wild card. Let's see. The Cubs have the 2nd hardest schedule today.
And they loaded up on pitching.
Philly has the 8th. Padres have the 10th. Arizona has the 12th. So the Padres and the Diamondbacks are about the same. Let's see. The Diamondbacks get the Dodgers 3 times. The Braves 6 times. 3 with the Yankees, 3 with the Cubs, 3 with the Red Sox, who are like hottest team in baseball, 3 with the Phillies. So the Diamondbacks.
The Red Sox, who just swept the Dodgers in Los Angeles.
Tough schedule, man.
Yeah.
That's a hard schedule. Yeah, Pittsburgh's still in this, and they're right about where the Padres are. 7 with the Brewers, 3 with the Cubs, 3 with the Red Sox, 3 with the White Sox. They also get the Angels, Royals, Mets, Giants, 6 with the Tigers, 6 with the Cardinals. How about the Cardinals just pulling the plug?
Okay, Bavacqua-Fina, I thoroughly disagree. We easily could have made the playoffs without upgrading at the deadline. You cannot maintain with more of your starts being bullpen starts than actual starters. I don't think you could have. I really don't. I'm actually surprised. I don't know. They're gonna keep.
I guess it depends if you're gonna get Musgrove and Pivetta back, but I like my chances better with having some insurance for those guys.
I would be
just in case something goes wrong.
I'm just shocked.
So you're going up to Lake Elsinore tomorrow, huh?
I am tomorrow. They pitch at 11 o'clock.
Go eat sushi in that strip mall?
Probably not. I don't know about
really good sushi.
It's gonna be like 100. Is the sushi bar still there? It's gonna be 120 degrees.
I have no idea. So when we first started going up to Lake Elsinore, Dave Oster, who was the president of the Lake Elsinore Storm, said, "Come up here. We have great sushi." Come on, man. Great sushi in Lake Elsinore? You kidding? Where are you getting that fish anyway? Pulling it out of the lake? I don't trust it. But we trusted Dave, and we went to this great sushi restaurant in a strip mall just a stone's throw from the Diamond, where the Lake Elsinore Storm play. And it was great. Every time we went back there, I couldn't wait to go to the sushi restaurant. So I think, Marty, you should go and stop being so judgy.
It's 11 o'clock though. It's too
hot.
You
get it on the way out. So these guys are pitching at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
How hot is it going to be in Lake Elsinore? Isn't there a heat wave in the Southland?
Yes. Let's see. 5 minutes. Hey, Darren, real quick. Have you watched House of the Dragon?
I have not.
Oh, Whoa.
Did I scroll through Twitter and
don't
see? Yeah.
Don't scroll.
That's
I'm
too
just
late.
whoa.
I've seen a thing or two. I'm not going to tell you what I've seen.
Extreme heat warning.
Well, that's great.
By the way, Padres, if you guys are going to pull Pavetta and Musgrove because the extreme heat warning, please let us know because I don't want to go all the way up there.
Yeah, let everybody know at 10:55 when Marty is running in there with her camera.
Extreme heat warning, 100.
Adrian Morgan. I didn't think I could laugh louder today.
This can't be
This going to be it?
They're going to keep Wani Peralta and Yuki Matsui, and they're keeping this entire bullpen intact? Wow.
Good point by Darnay Tripp. Who else remembers Jake Marisnik that came in after the deadline 2021?
Wow, what a moment that was.
Yeah, Darnay, I think you're probably alone on that. Listen, the PV deal to the White Sox came in after the buzzer officially. They should do a 30 for 30 on that one. That used to be the Padres. Trade Jake away and then try to sell it to your fan base. And we got 4 players back. We got 4 for 1. What a deal. Where else do you guys get 4 players for 1?
Who of them panned out?
Yeah,
just another thing on the prospect thing. Okay, do you remember like when the All-Star game was here at Petco Park, right? And the Padres had 3 players in the prospect game, and that was, let me see, Carlos Asuaje, Hunter Renfroe, and Manny Margot. Now, Margot was fine, a fine player. Hunter Renfroe had some time in the bigs. I think Carlos Asuaje ended up in Japan. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that prospects aren't important. They aren't. I'm just not sure that the rankings that you can be like, oh my God, the number 6 prospect. I just take it.
Who was that guy that we used to have on from MLB Network or MLB Network Radio? Casey Stern.
Yeah. Yep.
He had a very famous phrase, which is prospects are cool, but parades are cooler. And my post was mostly about the Brewers. Just sort of at home, like, what is that? If it's applicable in San Diego, sure. Like, I think we've said this 1,000 times. Padres knew they were trading away a really good player with James Wood. They also thought they had a chance to win the World Series. Now, it didn't happen. And if your judgment of AJ Preller is built on the fact that it didn't happen, I think that's not unfair.
Yes.
Okay. Like, it's not unfair.
Yeah.
But to go back to the Brewers here for a second, Marty, like I would be questioning as a fan, does my team want to win the World Series more than they want to protect these prospects? And, though the judgment of Preller, I think, as I've just said, is fair based on results, at least I know what their priorities were. Their priorities were to win. And, it doesn't happen, and it's fine to start a referendum. But at least what your organization's priorities were. And it wasn't to hope that James Wood pops in 2026. Mm-hmm. It was, we're trying to win now. We have an opportunity. We feel like we can win now. And think about the players that have come through San Diego, which is another part of this bullshit spin that we hear with all the stuff about the game overall. Like, we've seen Juan Soto in a uniform. We've seen Josh Hader in a uniform. We've seen Blake Snell. We've seen Dylan Cease. Those were guys that weren't going to get re-signed here. We've seen some guys that do get re-signed. Mason Miller. We'll see what happens. So, I don't know. I kind of like that. When you feel like you have an opportunity to invest in the opportunity to win, you take it. For me, but I also think a reasonable person can not be a believer that this team is going to win to their level of satisfaction. So
he's still here. I'm just a little bit shocked a minute ago. Just they're keeping the entire bullpen intact, we think.
Yeah, we're getting to the point now where let's see, Rosenthal. Marlins acquire Victor Vodnik from the Rockies for Connor Norby and Aiden May. Marty, break it down.
I'll never forget this moment where I was. Who was it again?
You know what's going to be really annoying about the next 2 hours? You're going to see all these reporters on social media. We're going to be like, hey, I'm catching up on credit. and they're all just going to jack each other off for the next 3 hours about who broke what trade.
There's nothing that kills my timeline more than he had it first and they go back. I'm sorry.
Credit to Maury Brown. Oh, yeah. Credit to, I'm sorry. This person had it first. And then it's just like one big circle jerk for the next 3 hours going through this.
All right. Prospects at prospects until they aren't. When do we call it a failure? When they're eliminated, or actually if they miss the playoffs, it's a failure. I'm sorry. If Michael King loses tonight.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. It could be in 4 hours.
No bat.
Hmm?
Oh, dude. I cannot watch him play defense.
We are past 3 o'clock. If we had
a
big clock on the screen, it would be at zeros.
Cannot watch the defense in left field.
Another bat when we lose. Renifo. Hey, man. Ride the hot hand right now. Kirby Yates to the Pirates? I'm just reading these straight. You guys could pretty much put anything up there right now. Kirby Yates. Wow.
Okay, what? What? Whoa. Who's reporting that?
What am I missing?
Casey Mize to the Padres.
Casey Mize?
Heyman. Oh, stop it. I'm not reading some of you Dodger fans' tweets. Come on. Wow. Really? Wow. No. Let's see. Sorry,
Casey
Darren.
Mize of the
Can
Tigers.
You vamp? Yeah. Rosenthal confirms per Heyman. All right. So first
Casey
credit,
Mize, let me see. He is 4-6 this year with an ERA of 2.70, 16 games started. 29 years old.
Wait. Has anybody confirmed this yet? Hang on.
I don't know. But several people just came in with it. So
okay.
False, Heyman. I don't know. Is Mize hurt, or is he one of those Clay Holmes kind of hurt? Like he's expected back at some point?
John, okay, Casey. Yeah.
Is Heyman actually
for
reporting?
What? Yeah. Rosenthal.
Casey Mize to Padres, says John Heyman.
Yep. Okay. So 2 pitchers. Okay. Feel differently. For what? What's the return?
Deal, though?
He's not injured.
Only 16 starts, though, so something happened there. 16 starts, 86 innings pitched.
Oh, that's the wrong Casey Mize. Shh.
Pretty good strikeout to walk ratio, much better than Robbie Ray, by the way.
Hello.
Okay, August.
Hello. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll.
What is that?
Yep, San Diego Padres with a big buzzer beater. They're acquiring right-hander Casey Mize from the Tigers. Sources tell ESPN. That is Jeff Passan.
We did say we need another bat, another arm, not a bat.
From Mark Feinsand, who says the Padres make a big move at the deadline. They acquire Casey Mize from the Tigers. Okay. San Diego adds Mize and Robbie Ray to the rotation on deadline day.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
No bats.
Okay. What is his contract status? That I do not know. Let's see if we can find it. He is signed well, he's a free agent at the earliest free agent 2027. He signed for $6 million this year.
Okay.
So what do you have to pick up? A little less than 3, I would think, somewhere in that range. But the fact that Casey Mize is also there right at the end maybe indicates there isn't a ton of activity on him. So not so sure. That's August, everybody, in case you don't know. But listen, some of you wanted to watch Griffin Canning, so I'm sorry. I know it's a bad day. Some of you wanted to see more German Marquez and JP Sears. So I understand, the conflict of emotions
in a bullpen game.
When you have an opportunity to see some real pitchers pitch, but I think you're just going to have to bite down real hard and suffer through watching a couple of established starting pitchers for the remainder of the year. That's I don't know. I mean, I got to admit, I don't know.
Yes, it is. Vivacquafina.
What do you say?
Is that I Dream of Jeannie? I guess is humming. Oh, whoa. No. Really?
What am I missing on that?
No, I got to make sure. What's the
Cash Mayfield and Jackson Wolf.
Okay. Wow. For Casey Mize? Can you stop?
Arizona reportedly was trying to get Casey Mize, 29-year-old right-hander, delivered one of the strongest seasons of his career in 2026. Mize has recorded 85 strikeouts. Let me see. Bottom line, Tigers. Mize is reportedly expected to be traded before the deadline. I don't see, forgive me for not knowing exactly what he's been through this year, but I'm just trying to see if there's something that we've missed about him with an injury.
Okay, someone's saying AC said so. AC said what? That it's Mize?
That
What's
it was
the return?
Mayfield and Jackson Wolf.
People that
Yeah, I mean, listen, maybe they kept him from the Diamondbacks. Every story that I've just popped on about Casey Mize says that the Diamondbacks were the favorites to land him.
Can you go ahead and text your buddy AJ Hinch and ask him to give us the scouting report, please, on Casey Mize? Why are we wasting time speculating when you can just text your boy and ask him? Thank you.
What time is it?
It is. It's 3 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock Eastern time. Wow.
All right, Marty. Only because you asked so nicely.
Please just give us the scouting report. Let him know that you're going to read it. This is for the record. Ask your boy AJ Hinch. Yeah,
Okay.
AJ and AJ. Let's go.
All right.
2 rentals. Go for it. So, all right, got a new bar. Casey Mize, Gage Workman for Cash Mayfield and Jackson Wolf. So no Ethan Salas. So he is still a Padre.
He can still contribute this year.
Okay.
I suppose.
All right.
And looks like
No
maybe
bat.
there's one more.
That's right, Michelle. It really is. As the headline of today's show, it really is F them prospects. There's a reason why last
Gage
year
Workman.
was
Marty?
what's that?
Gage Workman.
Sorry.
Also coming in the Tigers trade.
Okay, just real
That-
quick. Under control until 2032. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't have much on him.
Jesus.
Wasn't Cash Mayfield a very good prospect? He was a prospect. And it's different opinions as to whether or not he was.
And
very
there
good
are
or
some
not.
different opinions about him.
And by the
I
way-
got my mouth shut about that because I don't know what to believe, and I don't believe
I
when
know.
people say like, "Oh yeah, they're not high on him." I'm like, well, they're not high on him because they're going to trade him, or
Hey, Darren, I want to address this comment from Johnny Gun 18. Obviously, this means they have no faith in Pavetta or Musgrove. How can they? They haven't pitched yet. I mean, they're the first rehab assignment tomorrow in Lake Elsinore, right? So you cannot bank the final 2 months fully expecting that one or both comes back. They're built up in time that they don't have a setback. You're winning right now without them. You need healthy reinforcements that can help you. You cannot be like, oh yeah, you don't know with either of them. So they had to do.
yeah.
this.
Here's the question I have. Again, forgive me for not knowing, but why is Mize only pitched 85 innings this year?
You talking to me? You talking to Hinch?
Well, I think that guy's got a game, but
Oh, whoops.
I
Light him up for tomorrow. What time's your flight tomorrow, Darren?
5 p.m.
All right, let's get Hinch on tomorrow. Let's do it. Whether here, fire territory, let's get some answers on to who this guy is.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good name. I mean, at least it's a name that I'm like, listen, some of these prospects, I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really know who that is. But I mean, Casey Mize is a name. You know. So 2 starters and an infielder.
He had
At least
groin
that we know of, and
inflammation.
it's 9 minutes past the deadline.
Okay.
Phillies were reportedly in on Mize. Diamondbacks were in on Mize. He's a right-handed pitcher, former number 1 overall pick. 59 and 53. Nope, sorry, wrong line. He's a rental. Proven 6 solid innings per 9 outings. Again, you're getting guys that at least are.
Dylan
decent
says
inning
he had groin inflammation, so he missed some time from normal heights. He a couple of injury stints this year. Lenny is good with what the Padres did today. That's good. Didn't get just 1 pitcher. He got 2. So Michael King now has some help in that rotation. What's the return? I want to know. What is the return?
Sub 1 whip for Mize, which is pretty good.
By the way, let's see.
Adductor and groin injuries.
Yeah. Recurring. groin
Tigers
injuries.
scratched him from a recent start as a precaution. Didn't want to get him
Okay.
hurt ahead of the deadline.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Good with it. Good with it.
Yep.
Well, Marty, it's time to grade.
Wait, hang on. And from Ryan Parker, who says to call up Salas. You know, you and I asked you last week what was more likely, that he was traded or he actually impacts the Padres at the major league level this season. And you said a good question. Our friend John Conniff, Mad Friars, sent me this very smart message. If he isn't called up, he doesn't have to be in the 40-man roster. He can play minor league baseball if there's a lockout strike next year. Thus, they wouldn't want to call him up for a few games and risk him having to sit out all of 2027. So very smart take from John Conniff at Matt Friars as to why, listen, do you need more from your catchers? Yes. Although I'd play Camposano whenever he's able, but that's why you're not going to call up Salas right now for a late playoff.
I honestly think, Marty, they don't want to. I think AJ likes fast tracking players to the big leagues.
Yep.
I think this is one where, whether it's for the reasoning that Conniff gave you, or just because they have a lot invested in him, I don't think that they want to fast track him. I don't see how they really could have done a lot better than Casey Mize and Robbie Ray.
A lefty.
I mean, yes, you could always do better, but you know what I'm saying? In terms of what they likely had to invest, whether it's prospect capital or actual money, I think this is probably, Marty, about as well as anybody could have expected. They got 2 starting pitchers and a lefty bat. And they kept Morahone. They kept Miller.
What do they give up?
That feels pretty good to me.
What's the return? Are there any hugs? I think did the Padres clubhouse open in Arizona? I think the Padres clubhouse in Arizona is open right now. Anybody hugging?
I don't think so.
Remarkable.
No, I mean, we saw it was Mayfield and Jackson Wolf.
That's it. Okay.
To the Tigers.
Wow.
And it was who did we say? Mendez and Hernandez.
Gil Mendez. Yep.
To San Francisco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's pretty good.
Darren, what's your report card? Oh, you should turn on WFAN since you're in New York right now.
Yeah, the Yankees.
Yankees did nothing. I mean, the outrage. They did not get Mora John.
They didn't get more John.
Mora John. No Mora John.
How do you say his name? Is it Mora John? We got to get more John here. Hey, how do we not get more John? This team sucks, Cashman.
When did Mize pitch last? So Robbie Ray could start.
They said they scratched him from his last scheduled start right before the deadline because they didn't want something to go wrong. They were just like, hey, we can't take any chances. This is a player that we want to try to trade. So he missed whenever his last scheduled start was. I don't have that date in front of me, but
okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, you can move him back a little bit. He doesn't have to pitch tomorrow. Robbie Ray needs to pitch tomorrow.
He last pitched on Thursday. So Thursday.
People still don't get the Morahone joke, by the way.
He can pitch Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And they kept the bullpen. They kept the bullpen together.
That's
remarkable.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They lost nothing from the big leagues. They lost nothing that would have contributed in the big leagues. And they added 2 starting pitchers who aren't the best, but certainly weren't the worst pitchers to be moved this deadline. And they brought in a lefty bat who could play in the infield. Yeah. Yeah. The Yankees did get Luis Garcia, who had the highest slugging percentage in the National League.
That's true.
At first, I thought I saw Luis Garcia, and I thought maybe it was a different Luis Garcia.
AJ did his best. I'll make sure I pass your grades on when he has his Zoom later. So Darren, what's the grade? They have starting pitching. Great point. Yep. Did your friend text you back?
He did.
And let's go. What did AJ say? The other AJ, for those of you watching, not the AJ who joins us in the show.
Should I be doing
or
this?
The other AJ? It's the other AJ. Yes.
Love the dude. Love the pitcher. Really consistent in everything he does. On the field, off the field. Good stuff. Overall, somebody that you can trust to give you what he has every day. He's battled the expectations of being number one. Really good human, somebody that you can root for.
Okay, this is clearly, he meant this message. That's AJ Hinch. Clearly, he meant that to be read on YouTube because that's very, very formal. It's a very formal delivery.
Yeah.
Scouting report.
I may have edited something.
Okay.
But like, I will tell you, if he was like, yo, that dude, thank God he's not on this team anymore. I would have just kept that to myself.
Oh man.
But it sounds very complimentary. It sounds very
Yeah.
complimentary. And, you know, I believe him. So
Wow.
he says he really, really loves the guy. Very consistent, cares, into it, good stuff, you know,
Yeah.
battles a little bit.
Battles.
Battles himself, you know, the expectation of being the number one overall pick. I mean, it's just something that guys have to deal with for a really, really long time. So I think that's good. That sounds like a positive review to me.
Yeah.
Like I said, if he had just shit all over this guy, I would have been like, okay. Not that I would have expected that. So that's
Darren,
good.
what does this do for Lucas Giolito's spot in the rotation?
Done.
I haven't seen that guy. I haven't seen him in weeks.
I'm over that.
I almost
It's over.
forgot.
Done.
Forgot about Giolito.
Yeah, I've moved on with my life.
All I know is most of you have given AJ Preller a lot of B's, B minuses, a C. Tupac gives him a D. If the
D?
Padres lose tonight, F.
Yeah.
Got
I
it.
know. Imagine
You gotta
they get
yeah.
swept by the Diamondbacks.
Griffin Canning. Yeah, that's what?
Hey, for a
Hey.
team that doesn't have a lot of money and doesn't have a lot of prospects, like now again, you could say, well, that's because of our general manager. It's also because of your ownership. But yeah, I don't know how people wouldn't be. Yeah, this is good.
Wait, okay. Wait a second. Wait, no. This is a tweet of confusion. I got to blog off. I need a. Okay.
Mhm.
This is
I
from
will say
Crispy
that-
the Goal. A C because he didn't sell.
Yeah.
C because he addressed the main problem. How do you sell? Why are you adding two starting pitchers if you're selling? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I think people wanted to like thread the needle of buying and selling.
You can't do that. You're all in or you're not.
I'd rather
you can't do
keep
both.
Morahone and Miller.
Got it.
And then add a couple of starters. And now all of a
Right.
sudden you think about in a short series, you're shortening the game. And instead of having to start Kyle Hart again in one of these games, you can actually start a big league starting pitcher in a postseason game. Like, you know, and this helps get you across the finish line during the regular season. That's
Yep.
the other part of it too. Like this helps you for the regular season. And it feels like this helps you for the postseason because you didn't have to subtract. And if Robbie Ray continues on his heater, then now you've got a number two in case Pivetta and or Musgrove don't work out. So, you know, again, I think one of the bigger challenges, Marty, was like, can you keep doing this like cocaine baseball with the bullpen every day? Like, can you keep doing this? And is it going to burn out?
I've never.
I read something where Craig Stammen said like, hey, I thank JP Sears. This guy's putting his career on the line.
I know. What was that? That was a little bit alarming.
Pretty dramatic, but this is the sort of like cocaine crack approach that you're taking to this bullpen right now. So this helps you during the regular season, so that if guys don't have their arms fall off start by start or inning by inning because they never know when they're pitching, then that helps you during the regular season, and that's only going to help you in the postseason. So I don't know. I just would say on the surface here now I can log off and I'll be influenced by what I read on social media, but I think it's pretty solid.
Hey, real quick from Bavaquafina, and thank you guys for your great comments today. You've got a lot of number twos on this team. That's fine. That's fine. That's
number
fine.
twos will get to there's only one team that has like 6 number ones.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody else got to have number twos.
I am so sorry. Sorry. Again, the trade deadline must be pushed to the first week of school.
But you know what they had? They just had a bunch of number sixes on this team. Like, 2 weeks ago, it was like a bunch of 4A players and number 6 starters.
So many times we go into a post game or say like, who's starting tomorrow? And Stanman would say, that's TBD. And that wasn't a joke. He genuinely did not know who was starting. Like, would you stop doing that? Okay.
Somebody got a haircut there, huh?
It's a pompadour.
Yeah,
pompadour haircut.
Need a haircut.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, listen, you know what? I'll never forget this moment where I was when the Padres traded Cash Mayfield. I was even on Zoom. Was it okay? Would you stop? Stop. Did you put cologne on?
No. It's San.
Okay, I got.
Why would you complain about him putting on cologne?
Because he's allergic to bees.
Why
and
is
they
he
said,
licking
don't,
you?
I don't know. Would you stop? Because he's been indoors all day because this dopey trade deadline. Let's go outside. We've got 35 minutes until AJ Preller's Zoom.
This poor kid.
No.
Well, sadly, I'm not going to stick around for that. There's a nice review at the end. I want Preller fired. But with that being said, I have to give the Padres management kudos on the moves.
Isn't he Padres management?
Yeah, I think that's who he's talking about.
Starting.
Mm-hmm.
This right here. That's it.
Yeah. Gage Workman. Like that. That's a solid B+ for me, man.
Okay, can you put the pennies back? All right. Yes. All right. This has been a
By the
long
way,
show.
let me ask you this, because we started saying that it was like King and Robbie Ray 1 and 2.
Yes.
Give it to me. What is it right now?
It's King.
And
Stop it.
then who? I'm going Mize.
Okay. When did he pitch? Well, you better stop. You better stop.
Just in terms of like, now you got a number 2, like automatically Robbie Ray becomes the number 2 starter. All of a sudden, Casey Mize, I think, becomes the number 2 starter. Robbie Ray becomes a good number 3. And, now you're cooking with a little bit of gas. So that's better than it was a few hours ago.
Darren, enjoy
timeout.
Yeah, he does. Enjoy WFAN. The ink. They're moving on. They're moving on to the Jets. I mean, not the Jets.
Giants.
The Giants. Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Right? Jackson Dart. Forget this mess. Yankees.
Mm-hmm. And that's
Aaron Judge is
oftentimes
dead.
what happened in the summer in San Diego, by the way, when the Chargers were in town, for those that might not remember it. Without moves like this and opportunities like this, it was like, well, training camp starts, everybody.
Yeah.
See you later, Padres.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Okay, 8 minutes left. So all the faxes have to be in, right? All the transactions have to be sent in by 3:30. 8 minutes left.
Right?
Finally, live show again. Yes. Jake Peavy has more in the tank. Extension means it's true. It means nothing to the owners. That's been a point that I've made for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. By the way, when will they be approved? When are they going to vote? After the deadline is over?
Yeah, 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
We'll see.
Uh-huh.
God, I still don't. I'm surprised. No left fielder. Is Moniak? Did he get traded? Did he not? Did I miss that?
I don't know.
Let me check.
No left fielder.
I know that one kind of gets me.
Well, you guys have forgotten about Gavin Sheets and his plantar fasciitis.
Right, and his boot. Some players I'm shocked didn't get traded. Yeah, there's quite a Moniak. I'm with you.
Let's see. Can Gage Workman play out there? I don't think so. Standard fielding. No, he has only been an infielder. Third base, shortstop, DH, and second base.
Maybe
he's played. Let's see. Yeah.
Padres need Samad Taylor back. I mean, who knew that come August 3rd? That's the question to Preller. When is Samad Taylor back? And is that why you didn't trade for a left fielder? Although the defense, again. Yeah.
Gage Workman is just like some Matt Beatty type. I know. Too soon, everybody. Too soon. That was a joke on River Ryan.
All righty.
A-. I see a lot of A's and B's here.
Yeah.
And then a random F. I mean, but can you imagine today people would rather they had gotten rid of Adrian Morejon and Mason Miller and Michael King?
I know.
I'd have to resign from Fire Territory.
Got to keep that guy.
I'm not talking about any of this.
Keep this guy.
Yeah.
Keep this guy.
Workman seems like just like a piece you can send the AAA.
Kept this
Seems
guy.
like a body.
Amazing. Kept this
Kept
guy.
that guy. Kept
Remarkable.
that kid.
Kept him. That's good.
Yeah. Hey, good for them. I think they're better. I think their chances of going to the playoffs probably went up because of these moves.
Yeah. All right, River Ryan for no. Okay, get some value. Jake on the mound. What?
Jake who? Peavy?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Or
Okay.
Cronenworth?
Not sure.
Kept Morahone. More John, A+.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing,
Hey,
Mike
Michael
Marquez.
King, how about you pitch well today?
That would be great. That
nice.
would, but you know what? But the fact that
try to be an ace.
That the Padres kept all their bullpen arms, that he doesn't need to. I mean, you want him to, and I think Michael King would want that as well. But now a little bit of pressure off the starters because you're going to have a rested bullpen. These guys were taxed, absolutely gassed after these games. So.
Of course they were. I mean, why wouldn't they be? Look at what they're asking them to do. They don't even know when they're pitching.
Yes, I will, Smoke. You'll have some highlights here. We'll have them here. And we'll
what are we
discuss
waiting for
it.
here? Because
I don't know. I gotta go. I gotta go. Have I eaten? I haven't showered today. I'm a disaster. This is just, they gotta move this thing up. So
no shower?
Right. No shower. No time. I had no time today. No time. Yeah. So anyways, I better have
Just
more John.
Put on a little bit of makeup and off you go.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It's disgusting.
My wife refers to that as a hooker shower.
Okay.
When she has to be on a Zoom call and she hasn't showered, she's like, just took a hooker shower.
I guess it's like emailing random people right now.
Put August on the Zoom later. All right. Well, good reviews, everybody.
Very good reviews, A+, B's, C's, and I think right when I log off, I'm going back to work so you guys can sign off. Thank you. We were waiting for you to go back to work. All of you guys go back to work.
Aquafina, that's a good name, by the way.
Hey, in the minute that
the
Aquafina, in the minute that we have left here before I sign off, you guys have any burning questions you want to ask AJ Preller in this Zoom, even though you won't be in a Zoom, assuming he has a Zoom. Why didn't you add a lefty bat? How much trolling were you on Mason Miller? You were never going to trade Mason Miller. How much time did you waste getting some submissions from Miller and Morahone? Oh no. Oh, from JD. Okay, the Padres playoff odds went up 0.4% with trade deadline, according to Fangraphs. If they win tonight, doubles, right?
Yeah, I mean they're over like 20-something%.
Yeah.
But again, to me, it's the team went out there and ran roughshod over the Rockies and the Giants, and I know, and the Marlins. I guess there's nothing great about that, but we know this team is capable of stepping on a rake.
Yep.
And smashing themselves right in the face, and they didn't do that. So now we get the pivotal series against the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Okay,
it's the biggest series of the year.
It is. I did not know that they actually got rid of unlimited pasta at Olive Garden.
Yeah. I tried to get them one of those unlimited pasta passes.
Those things, those sell out, right? It's like a lifetime membership thing.
My wife does business with them.
She should have got me one.
So I think there's more benefit to trying to bribe the general manager than you. But I gave you plenty of Olive Garden gift cards.
I still have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Hey, Darren, where'd you go? Sbarro's for your pizza?
Yeah. Yeah. Do I look like a tourist? That's where Marty wanted to go. I was like, Sbarro. There's a million great pizza places here.
All right.
An extension for Morahone? I don't know. It's a fair question, but when you're approaching free agency, I think he's probably going to want to test the waters. I think he probably should.
Yep. Okay. Heard my
Maybe somebody should credit AJ for all the great work he's done for the Padres. And then nobody seems to do that.
All right. We have a minute left. Let's just stay on until the last fax is submitted. Casey Mize. All right. Anything?
What do you want me to do? Scroll Twitter?
Yeah. Anything? Anybody else?
Any last? Because if it's not announced by 3:30, then
that's it.
Yeah. I will say the lineup to me is a little dodgy, but if you feel like now Manny didn't do anything
right
in the last 3-4 games, so is he back? Well, it's better than it was for the first 3 months of the year. Is Jackson Merrill back?
Yes, I say Jackson Merrill is back 100%.
Yeah,
feel good about that one.
Yeah, so maybe you feel like guys returning to some semblance of their normal numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's your addition offensively.
I guess the first question to
Mize, Ray, pick a Pavetta or Musgrove.
Mm-hmm.
Bueller. Hey, it's a staff.
All right, Darren. 3:30. I'm gonna go. Talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friar Terry. By the way, this is true. Is there a lineup for the Padres today? Is Sheets, if he's in a walking boot because of plantar fasciitis, we know what that is. That's gonna nag him the rest of the season. So that's a pretty big. I think that's a pretty big deal. We'll see what happens.
Listen, I thought the Padres, their approach at the deadline, if they continued to win, which they did, as mentioned, 58 and 54, was do what you have to do to get yourself in the playoffs and give yourself a shot.
Johnny
And
Gunn. Yes,
I think they've done
sorry.
that. I think they have done that today. And
D.
so
Smith?
from that standpoint, that's good.
You're right, Johnny Gunn. This is the biggest series of the year. Both these teams made some trades at the deadline. Of course, Lars Nootbaar going to Arizona. The Padres adding not one, two starting pitchers. So if they lose tonight, those A's and B's for Preller go to a D. This is the most important series of the year because the Padres have a chance to control their own destiny and not have to go ahead and watch what other teams do until they play the Arizona Diamondbacks, the final series of the 2026 regular season. This is massive.
Mm-hmm.
Go all in.
We
like
just
this.
did 90 minutes,
dude, on
commercial free
on Casey Mize's groin.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully not a concern. All right.
Well,
And
Marty, you should get to
right.
the bottom of that story.
I gotta take a shower. And and the Dodgers just got swept by the Boston Red Sox. So there you go.
We're not thinking
Alrighty.
about the Dodgers.
No, we're not. Even though you guys are on my timeline. So massive series, turning point. And that's how we will end today's show for all of you. Guys, thank you so much for watching Marty Time TV and the Section 1904 podcast. We are brought to you by the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We appreciate you very much. Don't forget, you can also get the audio version of this show right here on the Section 1904 podcast. It's going to take a long time because this is a longer show.
A minute or two, and plus I have somewhere to be.
And we'll talk tomorrow. I have
a project, Marty.
Project. I have a shower. I have a Zoom. I got to go. I need to hydrate. This poor kid. Great kid. Thank you, August. You've been awesome.
Thank you,
all right,
August.
guys. Thanks, Padres fans. Have a great day. Enjoy your report cards, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Just think putting my head down and focusing on today is kind of how I go about my season. And regardless of any rumors or anything like that, that's what I'm going to continue to do,
Do you pay attention to them? Do you just disregard them? Does your family say, hey, this is what they're saying about you now?
Yeah, I mean, there's chatter. I mean, there's TVs on. You see stuff for sure. But, the conversations you have in the locker room and with the front office and manager and all that, I think those carry a lot more weight than anything you see on TV.